Hi everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques Restoration. In this video, I'm going to compare two water-based top coats that say that they're matte in finish. That means no sheen to it. The two products that I'm going to be comparing are Modern Masters. It's called Dead Flat Varnish. You gotta say it like that because it just seems so dead flat varnish. It's supposed to be a matte finish, okay? I'm also going to be comparing that with Polycrylic water-based top coat. This is a clear matte finish. Now, why would you use these products? I would use either one of these products on top of painted furniture. So if you are just starting out with refinishing furniture, or if you do it part-time as a hobby or as a side hustle, or you do it full-time like me as a business, you need a durable top coat on top of your painted pieces. Now, behind me is a beautiful custom order that I just finished. This is a console table. So on top, I used a whole bunch of reclaimed wood and I stained it different colors, and I used a poly that's oil-based on top of those stained pieces there. Now the bottom portion of it was painted with a latex paint in a matte finish, but I need to protect that painted surface. So what am I going to use as a top coat? I already applied the top coat. It's one of these, I'll tell you, it's one of these that I used. So I'm going to show you right now on two pieces of natural pine wood. I'm going to apply the Polycrylic on one, and then I'm going to apply the Modern Masters on another one, and we're going to see which one of those two is truly a matte finish. Let's go check it out. Okay, I'm about ready to apply the Polycrylic. If you have watched any of my other videos, I have another video that I applied Polycrylic to a vanity top. And in that sheen, I used glossy as my first coat. And then I did glossy on all of my coats on that vanity. It's super glossy. Go watch that video. That gives you kind of like an in-depth how to use Polycrylic. So here we go. We're stirring really, really slow. That's what's important with these water-based top coats. You don't want to shake the can. You don't want to create bubbles because that'll transfer onto your surface. So I use a 2-inch foam brush with a nylon booty wrapped around it. That's the way I do it. That's the way I like to do it. It works well for me. Okay, I lost the whole first part of my video. Oh no. Okay, I'll keep you guys up to speed, okay? I'm almost finishing applying the Polycrylic, the matte finish, to this pine board. For some reason, my phone cut out on me, so I apologize. It did not record the first portion. So I'm going to bring you up to speed. I was just talking about how I apply Polycrylic. People say it both ways. It's like tomato, tomato, potato, potato, caramel, caramel, whatever. So I use this product a lot on top of my white painted pieces. Also, anything that's like light colored. Why you want to use a water-based top coat on top of your painted pieces? If you would use an oil-based top coat, it's probably going to yellow immediately or get like an amber tone to it over time. And obviously you don't want that to happen. So that's why it's so important. Any top coat that you put on top of your painted pieces of furniture, you need to make sure they're water-based, okay? So what this video, I'm all about doing this video, is I want to get a true matte finish. I love matte finish on top of any of my painted pieces of furniture. I like the way it looks. I don't like a super gloss shine on my painted pieces of furniture. I just really want it like basically no shine to it. Clear wax gives a little bit of a sheen to it, not too much. That's why a lot of people like using clear wax over their painted pieces of furniture. But I like Polycrylic because it's more of a durable finish than wax. So I prefer to use that on my painted portions of the furniture that I refinish. So I just did the Polycrylic on this pine piece and it's already drying. So I'm going to set this aside, and now we're going to do my second piece of wood. But we're going to use that Modern Masters Dead Flat Varnish. This is also water-based, and we're going to compare the two and see the differences in their matte finishes. Then we're also going to, or I'm also going to, I've painted these white on the backside as well. So we're gonna do that as well. We're gonna put each of these top coats on top of white painted portions of this wood, and we'll compare them at the end as well. So now let's do the dead flat varnish. Okay guys, I got my second piece of pine wood here. Couple differences that I just want to point out with the differences between these two water-based top coats. This Modern Masters dead flat varnish, this one is thicker than the polycrylic. I've noticed that. It looks almost like Elmer's glue to me. It's got a thicker consistency and it's more of a bright white. So you'll notice that if you haven't used this product yet. Compared to the polycrylic, to me it's like skim milk. That's a better way to explain it. This is like skim milk. This is more like whole milk. So that's what you'll notice between the differences. And this is just a lighter, milkier white. This is more of a thicker. So in my other video where it cut off, I was talking about how I apply both these products. I use a 2-inch foam brush and I use one of those little nylon foot booties around the foam brush. What that does is it eliminates any air bubbles that might get created as I drag the foam brush across the surface. Seems to work well for me. That's the method I use. I did a YouTube video on it earlier. It's called the nylon booty method. You can check that out. I'll put the link below this video. You guys can see that. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started and start applying this dead flat varnish to this piece of pine wood. And then we'll compare the two next to each other, the sheens. And then after I'm done with this, we're going to go and I'm going to apply it to the other side where I painted it white. And then we'll really get to see what it looks like over a painted white surface. I think it's really important if you are using a top coat for the first time, I would advise practice on a scrap piece of wood before you do it. Even paint it. Paint a portion of it, the color that your piece of furniture is, and get a feel of like, okay, what's this gonna look like? The worst thing that you wanna have happen, because I've had it happen to me, is you apply it and either you got too many streaks or it's not the right sheen, you don't like the way it looks. Sometimes you have to start all over again. So I would say keep scraps of wood in your workspace and paint them and then use the top coat over it. That is my best advice that I can give in that regard. My dog is going crazy right now in my workspace. I found a dead mouse this week and he's like sniffing like crazy and it's freaking me out and it's making me think that we have another one in here. Please, Biscuit. I hope we don't. Okay, so I just finished applying the dead flat varnish. We're gonna let both these boards dry and then we're gonna compare them and see what they look like, and then we are going to paint the white side of both these boards. Okay, be right back. Okay everyone, here's a side-by-side comparison of the polycrylic and the dead flat varnish. Can you see the left one as I'm lifting the board up and down? You can see there's a slight sheen to it. You can see the board on the right, nothing. It's definitely flat matte. So which one is it? The dead flat varnish is on the right. It truly is a flat water-based top coat. On the left, the polycrylic, you can see even though it's labeled as matte, it does have a slight sheen to it. So this is just an informational video on sometimes when things are labeled matte, they're not truly matte. You can definitely see here on the natural pine wood, there's definitely a difference between the two. So now we're going to paint the other side. I'm sorry, we're going to look at the other side, which was painted white, and we're going to apply both these products to that side, and we'll compare those as well. both of the pine boards were painted with a white paint, and both were given a coat of the water-based top coat. Can you guys see it? Well, no, not my dog there, but can you see the differences? Polycrylic is on the left side. The dead flat varnish is on the right side. You can definitely see, I think there's a bigger difference here on the painted side than the natural wood side. You can really see that sheen come alive when I tip the wood up. So the polycrylic that's in the matte finish is on the left, and the dead flat varnish by Modern Masters is on the right. Both claim to be a matte finish, but truly the dead flat varnish on the right is truly matte. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial comparing water-based top coats. I think from now on I'm going to be using that Modern Masters dead flat varnish because I prefer a true matte finish over my painted pieces. If I do decide to have a little bit of a sheen, I'll stick with the polycrylic, but I just wanted to compare two water-based top coats in the matte finish so you guys could see what a true matte finish should look like. It should be completely flat, no sheen, no shine to it whatsoever. And in my opinion, Modern Masters Dead Flat Varnish delivers just that. So thank you for joining me. I hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you have any questions regarding water-based top coats, drop me a question in the comment section. I do my best to reply to you fairly quickly. Biscuit and I, hi buddy. Aww. He's a little chilly. We thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do. The button is in the lower right-hand corner. You can't miss it. It's a red button. And until we see you guys again, what do we say here, Biscuit? We say toodaloo. See you guys.